The last 2 years have been, I couldn't believe it was happening. I never thought I would win Western States on the first go, and I don't want to lose that feeling. I don't want to just disappear and be injured and not be relevant in the sport anymore. That's been one thing that's been really helpful is, like when I'm recovering, there's a lot more people who believe in me more than I believe in myself. Poppy, come here. Is it? When it gets really hard, like, that's something I try to think of is, like, you gotta do it for something greater than yourself.
Look at this, the biggest thing he's carried in 3 months.
That's not true. I feel like the Adam coming up, that's gonna be Adam 2.0. I think I got something figured out that's gonna be really good. Oh, what's going on? Elk? It's a sandhill crane. Yeah, that's what they do. It's like, it looks like a heron, but it's like sand colored.
I'm about to fly over that.
Is that an elk? Who said that? Plenty.
Hi, man. How's it going?
Dude, it's great. We're at this cabin. It's awesome. I got injured about 2 months ago, so not much running. In fact, no running. All right, we're making a few instant roasts. Wow, that steam's hot. So we have a full day here at the cabin. I'm gonna go for my 40-minute walk. And then there's a lake nearby, so I have this tiny raft that we're gonna go around on, maybe do some fishing. Coming here, I wouldn't say it's like a reset button, but I'd say it's, like it feels more, I feel like I'm living like an adventurous life and doing the stuff that I wanna do, even though I can't run. That's like a big part of why I run and do this, is I love just like being out in these open places. So yeah, slower pace of life, but trying to make the most of it.
Twist. Twist. Good girl.
I got injured in college. I broke a bone in my foot, and I just managed it so poorly. I was like just really depressed. I remember I was like sleeping all the time, like watching Netflix all the time. And then I got really sick. I got like mono and all this stuff happened. And I feel like that all kind of just spiraled onto itself. And it was like a really big waste of like 2 months. And so I remember when this happened, I thought back to that time and I was like, okay, well, like I can't be like that, even though this sucks. Like I need to still try to be productive. And so, yeah, like I kept waking up early. I would like journal, read, practice French on Duolingo, whatever it took. I was always trying to learn. Even if I like had a crummy day, I don't think I ever fell into that hole, which was good.
PT. Yeah, this is it. I never know whether to be like this or like this. This feels wrong.
It definitely allows you to like fill a different bucket of your life. Like spending time with family, friends. I've been able to go for hikes. Like I can go to the gym and do some stuff. I get to start biking soon. All that's great. I think the key is that you just have to have plans.
Yeah, dude.
People in Missoula and I would say the ultra and trail running community in general have been so nice. Like I have such a good group of friends and they all get it. Like they've all had, they're all athletes or were athletes and have had setbacks. And so I think once I got hurt, like they knew what I was going through and they did such a good job of reaching out. It was probably annoying to them because sometimes when I'm going through something, like I don't want to talk to anybody because it could be super isolating because a lot of the times the only time I see those friends was like exercising. You know, we go for a bike ride or go for a run. But yeah, I'm stoked to get back out there with them though, because that's my favorite way to hang out. I'd been dealing with this groin and adductor pain for probably a couple months. It was actually getting better. And then I headed out for what was gonna be a 25-mile run. And right away, like I felt kind of off, was having some low back pain, really, really not much. And then as the run progressed, I'm like 15 miles in, I remember I was running down a pretty long descent and like my back just started hurting like quite a bit. So I cut it short and then I went home, and once the dust kind of settled, like sat on the couch for a long time, and when I got up, it was like pretty apparent something was really wrong. So I got an MRI like 4 days later. They gave me the results like as I left the MRI, and they were like, yep, you have a pretty big stress fracture in your sacrum. I was just like, fuck. And then he tried to talk to me for a while, and I was like, man, I just gotta go, like sit in my car for a while. That was probably the hardest time because I didn't know what was going on. And yeah, I just had to like not think about the repercussions. It was just like, it was really sad to think of like, maybe I wouldn't be able to do Western States or any of the other races that I was gonna do this year. I just was really excited about Western States, and I felt like I had a great schedule going, and I'd had a huge streak going. I mean, like I'd pretty much had success in almost every trail race I'd done, and I felt like I'd been doing it, I'd been training the smart way. I try to be a humble guy, but I have an ego, and it's pretty cool to do well in races. There's not many feelings that beat that. Running's like a huge part of my identity, and so to not even be able to do it for who knows how long. I mean, I'd never had an injury like this, so I was pretty worried. Yeah, I didn't know what to do. But yeah, fishing's kind of a game of patience. That's why I don't call it catching. Yeah, this thing, and then I have this other little float tube thing that I fish from, and those didn't hurt my back at all, like even a couple days after I did it. And so that was kind of what I was doing in my free time. But it's nice. It just like gets your mind off the injury. And it's nice to have something else you can do, like another basket you can fill with that time. Because I love fishing. It's no Western States, but I love fishing. Whatever way you want to put it, like I feel like my mental health has been like tough for sure. Definitely felt like I lost something. I feel like that's the monster under my bed, is like last year was as good as I'll be, and now I'll be injured for the rest of it. I mean, you just see it with ultra runners sometimes, and that's what scares me. You see guys who are really good, like top of their game for 2 years, and then smoked, injured, burnt out, didn't come back from it. And I just don't want to be the guy that disappears from it.
We are joined in studio by the 2022 champion, Adam Peterman here. Adam Peterman, we are witnessing history unfolding here on the Western States.
It was like really bittersweet being at States. I was excited to go, I guess, to see it, but it kind of sucks too.
Obviously, you didn't join us here today.
It was really hard to watch.
We would love, to whatever extent you want to reveal how you're doing.
No, for sure. Yeah, it's a bummer for me. So Western States was going to be like my big race.
But then at the same time, like, I don't know, it like verified to me that that's a race I want to be doing, and like a community I want to be a part of. And I think it's helpful knowing that if I'm really careful now, I'll get back to there. Like, that's what I have to tell myself.
I mean, overall, he's handled it well. I think, like, obviously there's going to be, like, bad days and challenges with
any injury like this. I think especially in the last couple weeks, he's really started to handle the injury better, as well as started to see kind of the improvements that help you handle something like this better. I think, you know, in the middle there, it's tough when maybe the time frame you have in your head doesn't match up with maybe what you've been told or what you think it should be. So yeah, I mean, I think overall he's done well, but like anyone, he's had his bad days. When I first came to Missoula, we do a lot of like big adventures together, and inevitably they would end up things, you know, that are a little harder for me than they are for him. But, you know, say you're out there and like the weather goes to hell and it's pouring rain, and it kind of sucks to be there, right? Like nobody wants to be like on a rocky bike ride when they're just getting freezing cold and soaking wet. And he is the type of person you want to be with in that situation, because he will always be positive, like he won't get down. That about him has carried over to, you know, this injury recovery and all of that, and just being able to, see, I guess, beyond the darkness.
Don't film the carpet, whatever you do. Jesus.
I think on the second day I got hurt, my mom and I, we just had a day together. We played Scrabble, we went to the grocery store, hung out with her friend. I was living like a retiree.
At $5 to get that done.
But I think what was really cool was when I graduated college and moved back into their basement, I didn't really have a ton going for me. And I think it was apparent to her that I had some demons with running that I still wanted to conquer. And even though I'm 23 years old and making no money, she was like, you should do that.
Oh my God.
Think he's gonna come back stronger than ever?
I do. I don't know anyone more driven than he is. And it's interesting because he comes off as such a nice man, easygoing, but he's very competitive. I kept trying to find something you liked.
Yeah,
Because I think that's a big deal, is to find something your kid likes.
Jump rope camp.
Soccer was a huge failure.
Such a big failure.
Everyone cheered when you quit that.
I just
And
picked grass
teammates.
and flowers in the field.
You annoyed your own teammates, do you remember?
Me and this
During
other kid
the
would just
game.
sit in the it was like bench warmers. We like sat in the field just picking grass.
It wasn't your thing. You got the running happened like in middle school, so that was good.
Yeah, I liked that. So, yeah, I was really driven, but I was also like very supported by her. So I think when she says that, she needs to remember, she's like, it comes back to her too. Yeah, it's a bad injury, and there's still a lot of things I have to fix going forward. And I mean, I'm not going to run as much. I'll probably race more. I don't know. I'm excited about it. There's some things I'm going to change that I've never done before, and I hope it results in me feeling better, less injuries, less worn down, and like able to do this for a longer time. You know, because I'm 27 now. Like I might be able to do it for another 10 years if I'm smart about it. So. Yeah, I'm excited. And I feel like you caught me at a good time. Like I'm 2 months in of like a 3-month thing. So I feel like I can see the light.